Okay, good afternoon everyone. Here we are again on a Saturday afternoon. Today we're out at Cornwood Cricket Club. Cornwood nestling in Dartmoor as it does. I'm afraid today I'm holding the camera by hand on account of the gimbal that I normally use has gone wrong, which is a bit sad. I won't show you the film of that when it happened because that's quite annoying, quite honestly. So Cornwood's clubhouse here, recently built about 12 years ago, extends to allow two sets of teams, so 44 players to be able to rest and relax inside when it's allowed, which we hope is very soon, and is a super facility. The club's grown significantly since its inception, which was in 1954. So you can see in the distance here, that's Delamore House there, and the ground that we stand on now has been rented by the ground, or by the club, I beg your pardon, and the owner of Delamore House is a worthy of this club and supports it very well. So unusually for a country cricket club, we have two grounds here. There's a first team and a second team ground. We are playing on the second team ground today, and you can see that going on there. This is the first over that we're seeing here today, and you know, the ball comes through past the leg side there. Harry Mount, who's opening with Stewart there, let that go by, and the wicketkeeper took it. So we'll walk further on now. So yes, 1954 when Cornwood first started playing cricket here at the club. It nestles, as I said, in Dartmoor. Quite close to the little hamlet of Lutton, the village of Cornwood, and a place that's rather splendidly named Yonder Town. I've never found Yonder Town, but I'm assured that it is there. Maybe one day I will if I've got the time and the inclination. As you can see, it's an excellent day today, lots of blue sky, a little bit of a breeze, which I hope doesn't get in the way of the microphone, but there we are. We'll see what we can do with that. So let's bring you up to date with last week's game. Oh, ground gone, ball gone through there on wides on the leg side, an extra run there. So we turned out at Chagford last week against can't remember the name of them now. Ludown, that was it. Thank you very much, memory. Finally didn't let me down anymore. We batted first, scored about 260 runs, and Ludown, sadly for them, weren't really at the races on the run chase, and capitulated for around about 150 or so. So a fairly resounding victory for Chagford there, and we're hoping to back that up today with a win. We'll see what happens, but as ever with Cornwood, the game will be played in very good spirits. And competitively. This is a combination of some of their more experienced players and quite a few of their youth set up, which is quite significant. So let's point out some salient features here. Right ahead of you there, you can see Cornwood's nets, which are a 4-lane net, very substantial and excellent facility. And we'll just pan around a little bit there, and you can see in the distance there the second pitch score hut, or it's a score house really, it's a brick building. And then away further here, that is the clubhouse for the entire club. And we might be able to perceive in the middle distance there's a tree. Now if you drive past that tree from the road, you can see that it's actually been painted pink some years ago. And that was done by, I think, the Delamore estate, as I'm given to understand, as a reminder of what I believe to be ash dieback. That's what the rumour says, but I think it's a nice piece of marketing there. I think it's very good to be aware of these things, as of course we all should be. So we're moving ahead here. Cornwood's wicketkeeper there, putting the batsman under as much pressure as he can. He's right up behind the stumps there. He looks quite tidy, to be honest with you. Can't tell that I'm a wicketkeeper, can you? Well, most people can't if I'm absolutely truthful with you, but there we are. That's the way of things. So bowler comes in, and again we'll have to call him John Doe because I don't know who he is right now. Once again, apologies for the bumpiness of the image here. It's quite difficult to hold this confounded device and not make it bumpy. So little snippet of the history of Cornwood there for you. You can see the facilities, which are really quite excellent. Here we go. Whilst I'll keep walking on here whilst I contrive something else to say. Keep our eyes on the ground for a minute here. Harry at the crease here. Let's see if we can actually zoom in a little bit. I can with this as it is, which I couldn't with my previous device. I must try and make that work. So we'll just keep an eye on this. The guy at square leg there you can see in the foreground to the left, and Harry allows one to go through outside the off stump. The wicket-keeper takes it, passes it to the short extra cover player, and goes round to the bowler, and he will overcome his, he'll run up and overcome his arm, and away he will go again. So here he comes in here, a reasonable run up there, and away we go, and played and out towards the cover point fielder, who takes the ball, and that's the over. So the batting order this week, as I indicated earlier, we have Stuart and Harry opening, and as usual we have Jake going in at number 3. Ollie will be number 4, and then we'll take it from there to see where we go. It's again a fairly strong lineup in the top 4, top 5 area. That should be quite useful, I would hope, and we would get a decent score. We're going to need to get a decent score against these guys. They're a strong side, so I don't want to get in the way of the bowler's arm here, so I'm going to stand here for a bit and see where we go. You can see Stuart at the crease accepting strike here. Let's just zoom in again, see if we can see this. Maybe we can. I'll try and hold this as steady as possible. So young bowler here, probably in his early teens, I would say, maybe a little bit older possibly. He comes in and gets to the crease and overcomes his arm, and there's the ball, and stoutly defended by Stuart there. And he returns to his mark to have another go. That's the one thing about bowling, isn't it? You get 6 chances and over to try and get the batsman out, and if it doesn't work for you, well, you can have another little go. And in he comes, runs in, nice balanced run up, plays the ball, and Stuart glances it down into the gully area, and there's no run. And there we go, we're at 5 runs after 2 overs for no wicket, so a steady beginning. No point racing off into the distance only to lose 3 or 4 wickets. Better to be steady and retain your wickets in hand for later in the ground, in the proceedings. There we go, and that's played away to the leg side, to square leg, and no run once again. Seem to be finding the fielders at the moment, but that's okay. That's the way things are these days with early order cricket. When you've got strong batsmen, they'll take their chances when they come, and they will, no doubt. So there we are. I have to wait till this over's complete, and then we'll walk back down past the sight screen, and we'll conclude for the day, because the technology's eluded us today, unfortunately. Oh, that's over the top of square leg and away for 2 runs there. So slightly airy, but that's all right. We know now that square leg fielder's not got much of an arm, so we might be able to take a 3rd one there if we step a little smartly. That will be something that won't have escaped the notice of both batsmen. And the wicket-keeper's encouraging the bowler here to get his line and encourage him. As I said last week, the psychological part of the game is just as important, and again that's played out into the leg side, slightly short of length there, but sat up and invited the shot from the batsman, which was taken, and we've moved on to 8 for no wicket. Some extras here. Stuart's on 3 and Harry's on 1, so as we can see there's been 4 extras so far, and defended off the back foot there by Stuart, and that's the over. So an eventful over, steady beginnings, but that's all we need now. Let's see how we go with that. So walk towards the sight screen here, and as I get underneath the tree here, the yonder oak tree, they are replete with trees around here, as you can see. Then I'll call a halt to this, and we'll let you carry on with your afternoon or evening or whatever the case may be. and we'll see what we can do. I may give a little report later on, you never know your luck, but until then I'm going to sign off now and say thank you very much for tuning in, and we'll hope to see you next week, and that will be at home at Chagford, but I'm afraid I can't remember who it's against, but there we go. Anyway, all the best everyone, thank you very much.